Good evening, Pips. I sound like Yogi Bear again. Yes,
All right, all right, all right.
that's
Get
even
this
better.
thing going.
That's from that movie, right? What is that movie called? All right, all right, all right.
All I know is it's Matthew McConaughey.
That guy, yes, that guy from that movie. How are you,
Yes,
Sigurd?
yes. I'm fine, thanks to you.
It's all
I feel like I haven't
good.
spoken to you in ages.
Yeah, it's like literally I haven't spoken to you half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Guys, in case you are confused and you are watching with us, we of course had the Battlefield recap show at 7 this evening, and now the COD recap show at 8. So yeah, it's starting to get busy, isn't it?
Very busy, very busy. Busy little bees.
Yeah, it's all right. We like it. We like it. We like it. But
Yes.
what an exciting week on COD. There's been some challenges this week as well.
Sure.
I
As
mean,
always.
I mean, really, a 51 gig update,
Sure.
and
Let's
it's
not even go there.
and it's actually not even just 51, right? I mean, it was 51 for PS4 players, and it turned out to be, I think, something like 50, 56 or something like that for Xbox players, and for PC players it was over 60 gig, right?
Yes. PC Master Race.
But yes, but big but, it was actually, I think it was worth it. Can I just say that? I'll just throw that in as a little anecdote. I think it was worth it, right?
You're only saying that because you're a father, and yours was done in like an hour or something stupid. And the
Well,
rest of us had to
well,
wait until the next day to play it.
it was at least look. It was a little bit more than an hour. I mean, it wasn't that short, but
Okay, maybe an hour and a half.
it was still 51 gigs, so it was huge. It was huge, but again, little tidbit, worth it, worth it. 2 new maps, right?
Ah, loving Superstore. At the
Superstore is
Superstore.
so cool, right? I mean, what a nice
Yes.
map.
Well, the potential for that on like, I know we won't use it this season, but hard point on that is so much fun.
I know,
Let me just
right?
say.
But it's a great map. Look, I know the other one, Rust, is a bit of a fan favorite, but I'm dying a lot.
The problem with Rust is there's so many like it's a very small map in comparison, like for instance now to Superstore, but it's so like tight. It's kind of like shipment. I
Yes, but
suppose
I
you have
get
to get used to
sniped
it. Oh
a
yes.
lot. Come on, you know. But look, it's still a great map, though. I mean, I found cool little, not that I camp at all ever. I never camp, but I found some spots where you can sit down and catch a breath, right?
Yes, yes.
And
Catch your breath.
you won't get sniped from those positions. But it's a pretty cool map. But yeah, Superstore for me, absolutely brilliant. And then of course we also have the season 2 pass that's live as well, right? With a bunch of new goodies.
It's so much nice.
I
So much nice.
know, right? And you know what I'm after? I know this sounds silly, right? But I'm after the watches and the little things that hang off the gun, right?
The charms.
Your little charms. I mean, those are the
Actually,
things that
I
I'm
must
after.
I must tell you, I unlocked the best charm this past week.
Yeah.
It's not one of those from the battle pass or anything. It's actually something for one of the challenges, the missions that you have to do. But it's a little Doge. It was so cute.
Really? I didn't
And
do
for those
that.
who don't know what Doge is, it's a
No,
meme.
no, I didn't.
It's a
But now
meme.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm actually, to be honest, I'm a bit of a watch freak, so I'm after the watches, right? I really like those. I think they're very cool. So, Sika, you want to say hello to the peeps that have joined us in the chat so far?
Yeah. So far, Yochi is here. Who else do we have? We've got Slick, Saritha. I think I'm saying that right. Slick, you're gonna have to correct me on that one. Freak Show is here. Hey, Freak Show. Rebel Mafia is at A. I think that would be Buddha Pompi. Die Bartman is here. Die Bartman, we faced off today. I think it was today
Yep.
in a match. I was not impressed. And Untamed Beast, so it must be Jinxie. And of course, Freak Show saying us kept peeps had to wait for midnight.
Oh, sorry, freak. Sorry, man. And of course, if you want me to correct you, because Sureta is Afrikaans, right? So it's Sureta. Sureta pik.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Sorry.
It's a bit of an Afrikaans thing, right? Sureta will
She
understand. That
slicked
slick
me.
chick, right? There we go. How's it slick? All good, all good. Right. So, guys, as you know, we're coming to you with the recap show on a Sunday night, and basically just recapping of what has happened in the week. What has happened with the games, what has happened with the community, and of course what is happening in the Clan Wars tournament. Now, if you've just joined us, we've been speaking for the last 10 minutes or so about pretty much the new update, right? Season 2. So Season 2 has come out. The Battle Pass for Season 2 is available. There's some really, really cool stuff on there. Again, I'm after the watches and the little, what do you call them?
Charms.
Little charms. There we go. Little charms that hang off the side of the gun. I always like seeing when I run how they look, right? It's pretty cool. But the Season 2 pass is available, some really cool stuff on there. And we were talking about the size of the update, right? And I see Bart also confirmed there that PC was something like 67 gigs. So obviously it's rough. Excellent. Now I see Michael has also joined us there. How's it, Michael? He's read his comment there. I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah. First time playing a tournament that BF Clan Wars host, and so far really enjoyed it, and it's impressive. Thank you, Mike.
Nice, Mike. Lekker, man.
What
Happy
is your
to...
gamer tag and who do you play for?
Yeah, that's a good call out. Well done.
And of course, we've had Diamo and Mr. White join us, as well as Lisa.
Nice, and I assume there's probably still some lurkers, right?
Yes, lurkers.
Lurkers,
Say hi.
let yourself be known.
Your manners, lurkers, your manners.
Right. So, Sika, anything you want to call out before we get into the games played last week, the games for next week, and the divisions?
What I would like to actually say, we've had a bump of a week, with the load shedding schedule changing midweek, causing some teams to actually have issues with the matches that they'd already scheduled, this update that's come out and everything. Every single team still managed to play their matches this week.
I know, it's impressive,
What
right?
an incredible feat.
It's very impressive. The guys are super on the ball at the moment, and that's across the board, right? All clans. Everybody's like pulling their weight in terms of getting things sorted and organized and that sort of thing. And I mean, especially considering that this week was load shedding and that massive update. I mean, I was speaking to some people that was like 3 days after the update, they were still saying they're still updating, right? So,
Yes.
but they still managed, right? They still managed to play their games, and that is amazing. And maybe something that I want to shout out is, of course, thank you to our League Masters, right? Little Green Monster.
Yes.
And Motionless Roach, who are the two guys there that are assisting the teams in admin duties and making sure those games get scheduled and captured and all of that stuff. And without these people, it's very, very, very hard. And of course, also thank you to our moderators, right, who keep watching the Facebook page and make sure that everything there is in order while my eyes can't always be on it. And it's a really good team at the moment. So from my side, thank you for that. And of course, for you, Sika, I know you do a lot in the background as well, right? And don't always get to say thank you.
Me, I'm just a lurker.
Yeah, drop a comment, right? I know you're there.
Oh, speaking of, hold on. We've got also Irene that's joined us. Mike says he's Titan Mike playing for Divine Gaming. Welcome, Titan Mike, and thank you for the nice words. Dark Myth is here, and so is... Okay, you're going to have to help me with this one because it's Afrikaans as well, but I think it's Feestier.
Where are you now?
It's the second last comment. Feestier?
Feestier.
Feestier.
Feestier. That is face.
What is that?
If I have to
translate?
if I have to translate directly, that's like a tiger's fist. Feestier. I think that's probably how you say it. Anyway, right.
My apologies there,
Yeah, it's all
Space.
good. It's all good.
Oh, Nes Calpone's joined us too. Hi, Calpone.
Nice. Right, guys. I think it's time we get on to into what we have for you for tonight, and as always with the recap show. Sorry, give me 1 second. Wait. That cold weather of the other week, right? So,
Yeah, you want to go to Germany for a week.
yes. I mean, it was terrible. Well, it wasn't terrible. The coming back was terrible, and then of course I think I picked up a little bit of a sniffle, but we'll push through
Wait,
it,
wait,
right?
wait. You went international and you came back with some sort of virus, you say?
Don't go there. All right, guys. As I said, if you're watching the recap show with us, we try and keep you not too busy for too long. We're normally about a half an hour. So if you have joined us, thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate that. And of course, if you like what we are doing, please remember to give us a like on this video. If you're already subscribed, that's great. If you are not, please hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit the little bell to get your notifications whenever we go online. There we go. Let's get...
That is in no way a scripted.
No, it's not scripted at all. Let's get into looking at what the games that were played this week. And there was a lot, right? So I'm going to pull open two of them on the screen over here. And I think we will start them top to bottom, left to right. And starting there right at the top, we had the Young Blood Beasts, and they were facing off against INV Hades. Hades took the win there. Then we had the Rebel Mafia, and that is of course the Subsonic team. They faced off against Zappa, and Subsonic took the win there. Then we had the Rebel Mafia Venom team. They faced off against Ubi and also took the win against Ubi there. We had 4Q that faced off against INV Zeus, and Zeus took the win over 4Q. We had Divine Gaming, and they faced off against Project Alpha. And of course, Divine took the game over Alpha there. Then moving over to the right-hand side, we had F20 Gaming, and they faced off against Blah, with F20 taking the win. We had Dark Divine Bravo, who played a very, very close game against Legit, but managed to take the win there against Legit. We had Evil, who faced off against DPS Blue, and of course, Evil took the win. We had Vendetta Gaming, and they faced off against Dogs of War, and Vendetta took the win there. And of
Also
course,
a very close match, that one.
also a very close match, yes. And then, of course, the game that we streamed, or I streamed, because you were playing.
I played.
Was GSG, the girls, and they faced off against Gig. And of course, the girls took the win over Gig there. And that was actually a very nice game to watch as well. So I think a couple of really good games in this first part. There's some more results to come, so I'll take these down and put the other ones up. But let me just talk about this screen first. I think some pretty nice games. There was quite a few of these that were streamed this week as well. And I think some really close ones. I mean, you called out specifically the game between Vendetta and Dogs of War. That was quite close. And then, of course, also the game between Dark Divine and Legit, I understand, was super close as well.
Yep.
And some other good games as well, right? So some very nice games that were played in this first batch. But let me take off those two and put up a third screen with the last results there. And
these were two very close games as well.
Well, actually, on this entire page, there's very few games that weren't really close, right? But we had Phoenix, who faced off there against Project Alpha, and that was Project Alpha Tarkmach, of course. Phoenix taking the win there, but Project Alpha coming in with some good points, the 457. Then we had an exceptionally close game, right? Actually, this one and the next one was both exceptionally close. We had cross-platform rejects there, who faced off against GSE, and GSE literally narrowly taking the win there against cross-platform rejects. And again, with the bromance going on here, I don't think after the game there was that much going on. But it was a very close game. Another close game then was, of course, between Dark Divine Alpha and Elite Motion, right? With Elite Motion taking the win there over Dark Divine Alpha. Very, very close game. We then had the game between Bob and LLG, or Lifeline Gaming, with Bob taking the win. And the last one on the list there was Fire with Fire facing off against DPS Green, with Fire taking the win. There we go. So guys, very quickly, I'm going to just show you those results. We'll go left to right, top to bottom. We had the Youngblood Beasts facing Envy, with Envy taking the win. Rebel Mafia facing Zappa, and I should say Subsonic taking the win. We had Rebel Mafia Venom and UB, with Venom taking that. I Envy Zeus taking the win against 4Q. Divine Gaming taking the win against Project Alpha, and that's of course the Psychos team. There we go. We have F20 taking the win against Blur, Dark Divine Bravo taking the win against Too Legit, Evil taking the win against DPS, Vendetta taking the win against Dogs of War, the Girls taking the win against Gig, and in that second screen we have Phoenix taking the win over Project Alpha Tarkmach. CPR, cross-platform rejects, losing to GSE there, so GSE taking the win. Elite Motion taking the win over Dark Divine, Bob taking the win over LLG, and of course Fire with Fire taking the win over DPS Green. So there you have it, guys. That's your games that were played in the last week, and feisty games. They were hectic, right? I mean, there were some really, really good games. I actually managed to watch some of the streams this week, from the other streamers and so on, and I tried to pop in with all of them, and some really, really exciting games played last week, and some really close ones as well, right? So I think when we get to the divisions this week, there might be one or two surprises, right? Mm-hmm. But before we get to the divisions, let's have a look at the games that are up and coming for this coming week, shall we? Yes. And I'm going to pull them up, actually one at a time. Let's do that. So facing off this week, I think this is going to be an interesting game to watch, is Elite Motion versing 4Q. Then, of course, Siki, we've got your team Evil facing off against Dogs of War. That's going to be a tight one as well, I think. I think you're looking forward to that.
I am.
Then we've got Dark Divine Bravo, and they will be facing the Youngbloods, the Youngblood Beasts this week. Project Alpha Psychos, they will be facing off against Zappa. That's going to be an interesting match as well. And then, of course, we've got I Envy Zeus, and they are facing DPS Green. Then on the right-hand side, we've got Rebel Mafia Subsonic, and they will be facing off against Too Legit. Blur will be facing Fire with Fire this week. And then a game that I actually really want to try and stream, to be honest, if I can, depending, of course, on when they play, will be the game between Vinco and Vendetta this week, right? Because I think that is going to be a cracker, and I'll tell you why, because when we're going to look at the division tables, it might influence the division tables quite heavily, right? So let's see what's going to happen there. But if I can, I'd like to stream that one. I'll speak to the guys and see when they can play. But then, of course, we also have Project Alpha, that's Tarkmach, and they are facing off against Rebel Mafia, the Venom team. And then I think another exciting game to watch will be the one between Divine Gaming and I Envy Hades, right?
Yeah, two very strong teams there.
Absolutely. So I think that's going to be a really good one to watch as well. And then I'm just going to bring up the last screen there. This will be between the Gunslinger Girls and Phoenix, and I think that one's also going to be interesting. We'll see why if we look at the tables a little bit later as well, but I think that's going to be an interesting game to watch. We've got LLG, and they'll be facing off against UB, which I think is going to be an interesting one for me because of the fact that LLG faced Bob last week, right? So there's a bit of a two-week beast rivalry going on there. And then, of course, we'll have the love-hate relationship of Gig and Bob, right? And if I can, I'm going to watch that game just to see what the banter is like there with that little love-hate relationship going on there.
Yeah, they gave us a little bit of a fright in the chat this week, actually.
Absolutely.
With their banter.
I was like, what is going on with these two guys? And of course, it's a little bit of banter going on with the little Bob gig love-hate relationship there. And then I think two teams that are fairly new for me, but that I would also like to watch if I can, would be Dark Divine Alpha, and they would be facing off against F20. Both these teams are actually pretty impressive at the moment. They are, of course, very new to Clan Wars as well. But I've managed to watch a game, and so far so good. And I'd like to actually see these two teams face off, right? So that for me would be very interesting to watch as well. So there we go, guys. I'm not going to go through all the games again that will be played this week. They are available for you on the website. If you go to www.bfclanwars.net, you can see the address on the screen there. Under the section Leagues and Tournaments, find the Call of Duty section, and of course this is Season 2, and under Season 2 there will be a menu item called Event List. If you click on there, you will see all the scheduled matches for the week. And of course, if there are any updates, for whatever reason, it might be because of load shedding or availability or whatever may be the case, the dates and times are updated on the website as we get them. So, sort of in the morning, go and see what teams are playing that evening. If you have a favorite and you would like to watch them and check them out, then you will be able to see the times there. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything I'm missing, Sika? Anything you want to highlight of last
watching
week?
the chat.
Yeah. Is there anything interesting?
Yoki there calling out Darren.
Yeah, you see, even in the chat. It's all good. It's all good. Right. So, guys, let's start with Division 1 and see what those tables look like. So at the moment, if you are looking at Division 1, you will see that Division 1 is being topped by GSE at the moment with their 1,432 points. Then very, very closely behind them is VDT with 1,356 points. Now, the reason why I said I wanted to watch that game is if you look lower down on that table, sorry that I'm jumping, but if you look at OMOV, they are on 652 points, but of course they are a game behind because of their off week, right? So if they then play VDT this week, then that could significantly move OMOV in terms of the table. So I'm looking forward to see that. Nonetheless, in third position, we have CPR on their 1,345 points. Evil is also there, just shy of 1,200 points, and just over 1,000 points we have Dogs of War. As I said, we have OMOV there with 652 points. And guys, then a little bit of I want to say sad news. Unfortunately, we were notified by DPS Blue that they had to drop out of the Clan Wars tournament. These guys have opted to I would say enroll. Is that the correct word?
They registered, yeah.
They registered or they enrolled for with a Clan Wars, listen to me, Clan Wars, with a Call of Duty professional league, and these guys want to take it up a notch and be a little bit more serious about their gaming. So of course they have to spend some time there, so that is what they will be investing their time on. They did contact us. They were very admirable about it, so we completely understand, and we wish them the best of luck with that tournament that they have registered in, and we will be looking to see some outcome from DPS Blue, so hopefully they keep us informed, right?
Yep.
Excellent. Moving on to Division 2. So in Division 2, topping the board, there is actually two teams sharing that position, and that will be Phoenix as well as Rebel Mafia, and that's of course the Venom team. They are both on 1,500 points. Of course, that is the maximum points that you could have scored up to now, with us being in week 2, 750 points maximum a week. So your maximum at the moment 1,500. So they are both there on the max of 1,500. Then in third position we have the Gunslinger Girls, not that much behind, very, very little, actually very close to the 1.5. They are on 1,459 points, followed by Ubi at just over 1,100 points, and then almost at 1,000 points we have the team there of Project Alpha, and that's of course the Tarkmach team. They are followed by Bob, Gig, and then of course LLG there in the 8th position. Moving on then from Division 2 into Division 3. In Division 3 this week, we again have two teams sharing the top position with maximum points there. We have Elite Motion as well as F20 Gaming. They are both on 1,500 points, followed shortly by INV Zeus on 1,250 points. Just over 1,100 points, we have Dark Divine Alpha there. And just under 1,000 points, we have 4Q Mate there at
Just under.
triple nine. Just under 1,000 points. 4Q Mate is there. They are then followed sequentially by Fire with Fire on 887, DPS Green 620, and of course Blur there in position 8 with 250 points. Moving on to Division 4, and again, this is why I'm saying I really actually want to try and get to the games this week, because in this division we actually have 3 people that are sharing the top position at the moment, and these 3 guys have not played each other yet, right? So that's going to be very, very interesting. We've got Divine Gaming there, we've got Dark Divine Bravo, and we've got INV Hades, and they are all sharing, or pretty much sharing, that first position on the maximum scored points, which is 1,500 points. We then have them followed by 2 Legit on 1,200 points. Just under 1,200 points, we have Rebel Mafia ZA, and that is of course the help me out. I want to say Psychos again, but it's not Psychos.
Subsonic.
It's Subsonic. It's the Rebel Mafia Subsonic team. We've got the Youngbloods there on 977, followed by Zappa, and then of course Project Alpha, and that's the Psychos team there in position 8. So guys, if I go through the divisions very quickly, sequentially, you have GSE, VDT second, CPR, they are followed by Evil, then by Dow at the moment, OMOV in 6th position there, but of course OMOV still 1 game behind. We'll see what happens this week. For Division 2, we've got Phoenix, then we've got Rebel Mafia, they are followed by the Girls. UB Stacks there on top of Project Alpha, who's followed by Bob, and then Gig and LLG. In Division 3, we've got Elite Motion, followed by F20, sharing that first position. We then have INV Zeus. They stack up on top of Dark Divine Alpha with 4Q and Fire with Fire. They're in 5th and 6th positions each, and they are followed by DPS Green and Blah in Division 3. And then looking at Division 4, we've got Dark Divine Gaming,
Sure.
Dark Divine Bravo, and INV Hades, and they are sharing that first position, followed by 2 Legit, Rebel Mafia,
Subsonic,
the Youngbloods, Zappa, and then Pup, or PA, right?
Project Alpha
Psychos. There we go. And that is your divisions for this week. What exciting times. Yay! Look, I can tell you I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen this week, right? There are some really, really, really tough games that are going to be played, and I'm going to try my best to get to as many of them as I could. Or as I can, at least.
I'll be playing in 2 of those, so...
Yes, you are, right? You're playing in both the GSG game as well as the Evil game this week.
Well, yeah, we'll see, but definitely GSG.
Can I tell you, I'm a little bit out of breath at the moment, so I'm hoping
hear that.
I'm hoping you have something to add.
Just the teams that are taking part this week, obviously, there is load shedding, etc., etc. But you guys have done such a great job so far on, making sure that you've got enough people in there, making sure that your subs are ready in case someone drops out. We actually even had another issue this week after the update where we couldn't have certain people joining the private servers.
Mm-hmm.
And the fix we ended up getting for that, and this ended up impacting about 3 or 4 different match streams, which made them run over 2 hours, was because you had to stop the whole private server thing, start it, invite those guys first, and then get everybody else to join, and after every round do that again.
I know, right?
It was hectic.
Yes,
and still we managed to do it.
Still, the guys managed to play all their games. So, that's just big thumbs up, right, for everybody partaking at the moment.
Yep.
They're really putting in an effort. So, the guys are non-stop, pushing hard to get these games done. So actually, very well done to the people competing, right? To the clans competing. They are exceptionally on the ball this season. which is
And
very
of
good.
course, thank you to our league masters for keeping an eye on things and making sure that stuff is scheduled in time and that the scores are all updated after the matches. And if there's any issues, they get handled. It's fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely, guys. And of course, as you heard Sika say, everything does get updated on the website. So if you want to go and have a look at that, go to www.bfclanwars.net. Also, make sure that you register there because you do get some cool things sometimes. And some extra perks if you are a registered member. But if you have joined us for the stream tonight, first of all, thank you very much for doing that. If you are subscribed to the channel already, that's great. If you are not, please hit that little subscribe button. Also hit the bell to get your notifications whenever we go online. And if you like what we are doing, then, give us a like. Then we know that. So it's all good.
So
But
should
see,
I do the toss
hey,
a coin to your organizer?
yeah, do you
A
want to
valley
sing?
of
You want to
plenty.
sing
A
it?
valley of plenty.
There we go. I can't sing, so
Oh.
I'm not even going to try, right? But it's all good. So, anything else that I missed? Anything in the chat that we need to still chat about or say
No,
something on?
I see guys getting very, very excited for matches. Feisty, as I will now forever call him.
There we go.
Looking forward to playing against GSG this week. Scopex saying that Division 4 is so close on points. It's a nice competition in that group. Black Seder Ranger here for Bob. Let's see who else is here. Yeah, I think I
Good.
said, oh, Benny. Benny, I almost missed you, Benny. Hi.
There we go. And of course, some lurkers, as
Yeah,
always.
some Lucas.
It's been
Yeah.
great. Sika, it has been a lot of fun having you on the show again, as always. But I think that is what we had for all the folks for tonight. And
And thank you, Yaku, because you put all these streams together and all that, and you say thank you to everybody else, but I don't think you get enough recognition for everything that you do behind the scenes.
yeah, we try. We try. We see how it goes, right? Anyway, all right, guys. If you have joined us for tonight again, thank you very much for the support. But from our side, I think that is all we had. I'm Yaku Sal for Battle Bros. Leave no one standing.